Alright, hey guys, and welcome to another Death Battle reaction. This time I'm going to be reacting to the 2025 season finale of Death Battle, which is going to be Ash Ketchum from Pokemon, the Pokemon anime continuity, obviously, and Yugi Moto from Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, this is a matchup that's kind of close to my heart because both Pokemon, the like the original one, where it shows like Ash's like journey over like pretty much 20 years of like him showing like his journey as a Pokemon trainer. And then I remember I loved watching Yu-Gi-Oh, the original series, the original Yu-Gi-Oh series. The both of them are just really memorable to me, and I don't want any of these two to die because both of them are like really close to my heart, both Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. Gotta catch them all, and it's time to duel. So I'm pretty sure there's like, for like who's gonna win, like I'm pretty sure there's like multiple ways you could go on about it. It's either you can like give Ash 6 Pokemon, and give Yugi his standard deck, or like they both have like full access to like all their powers and abilities via Ash, giving Ash like his strongest Pokemon, and you like giving the most overpowered deck that Yugi would use. And both of them have pretty insane feats because like Ash's Pokemon, like there's like Pikachu and Charizard, they have battled like really powerful characters and opponents that are pretty much equivalent to gods in their universes. And then Yugi, he has access to really powerful cards and monsters like Slifer, the Sky Dragon, and the Winged Dragon of Ra, or even Obelisk. And then they should have like really OP scaling. Like Ash has like a connection to like legendary Pokemon, to like Dialga and Palkia, and even Arceus. And then Yugi has like ties to Jaden and like that feat of like Yubel's super polymerization, Yu-Gi-Oh! In Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And like, yeah, like like Pokemon like Gardevoir like is capable of manipulating black holes, and then Yugi should be able to scale to Zork, who's able to create a solar eclipse. And I kind of think Ash's connection to the Pokemon universe creation statistics, it doesn't really compare to like Yugi scaling to like Halaktai, who's like directly created to the multiverse, which is clearly infinite, and I feel like Yugi should have the clear edge there. And I kind of think Yugi's arsenal and abilities are superior, since his deck provides like a massive wide variety of cards that's capable of like handling like various situations. And Yugi's capacity of like combining cards and his access to like multiple other decks like really allows like he can revive, and like he has like a better management of resources options, whereas Ash's Pokemon, from what I know, doesn't really have those same reviving mechanics, which would make him more vulnerable. And I know both of their play styles are very different because Ash is like more, has the background in like expansive real-time battles, and that he's more quicker in thinking, while Yugi is more based on like turn-based dueling. I mean, it's not that like Ash isn't capable of strategizing in those kinds of ways, and Yugi is not fast in thinking. It's just, I mean, they are, but like from what's shown consistently, Ash is more of the quicker thinker, and then Yugi is more of the slow, methodological, like slower paced methods, basically, is what I'm saying. Both of them should be nearly equivalent in speed, because there's like simple feats of like Ash's Pokemon being able to dodge lasers, and then Yugi has similar scaling through his like friends and own monsters. So that's like a couple good. The speed's pretty debatable, pretty much. And I feel like both of their worlds are like really different, because Ash represents a world where independent creatures take precedence in battle tactics, which emphasize strategic real-time interactions, and then Yugi comes from a game-based narrative where strategy and card mechanics dictate success. Like, both of them are like very like both of them are very smart, but they have like different kinds of like strategies. Basically, what I'm also thinking is like I kind of think the Mind Crush Mind Crush aspect of Yugi's powers, I kind of don't think that's gonna work. And like, let's see why I like that. Yeah, like basically, I don't think it's gonna work because there's like multiple arguments where Ash could resist. So basically, for anyone who doesn't know what the Mind Crush does, basically, wait, that's recording. Okay, basically, what the Mind Crush does, it's literally like attacks the mind permanently, where it's like split into several pieces. It's not really lethal, but it kind of leaves the victim in a coma until their soul is capable of like piecing back together their broken heart. Basically, the point of that penalty game is to remove the evil in oneself. But an argument for resistance is like when Lysandra, I think I'm butchering that name like really wrong, but like basically she trapped both Ash and Greninja and attempted to use their mind controlling drones on him. They kind of negated it, and also there was like the well-known example of like Ash being unable to get mind control due to not like being like he's not really known for being bright. And besides, like, the Mind Crush is mostly effective against people who are like evil, but Ash is not evil. He is not even close to being evil. So I don't think the Mind Crush is gonna work. But I don't think he has any way to like bypass the freaking Shadow game, unless, yeah, I might be wrong, but I don't recall him like overcoming a Shadow game, because like there's like 3 stages on this. Stage 1 is, it kind of merely reflects on like the costs and disadvantages to like a player's physical body. And then like when you get to stage 3, like it kind of prohibits cheating, and that's like an instant loss if that gets performed. And usually Shadow games can be established either in the beginning like before the Shadow game starts, or even in the middle of the Shadow game. And like the offering or bet can be made on those kinds of Shadow games with like whoever is gonna lose, like having whatever they've bet destroyed or given ownership to like whoever wins the thing. And there's like a lot of examples of Shadow games where like They take turns of stabbing stacks of money, rolling a die, and there's like a game where they're only allowed to use one finger of their choice, and then there's also a game where like they put an ice puck with a chemical in the middle placed on a freaking griddle, and they play like some kind of explosive air hockey basically. There's like multiple versions, multiple iterations and variations of the Shadow games, and it'll take way too long for me to like list all of them. But I kind of think that Ash is not a coward. I don't think he's gonna cheat on purpose, because when I watched like the earlier episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh, I remember when like Joey's duel with Bandit Keith, basically what happened after Joey won, sorry, spoilers, basically it was revealed that like Keith cheated by like hiding his cards, especially like his 7 completed set, under his wristband to like always like being powering up like his slot machine monster. And that was like in like season 2 in the Duelist Kingdom arc basically. So I feel like the only times that Ash cheated were like in times where like he had no choice but to cheat. But cheating isn't allowed in either Pokemon battles or even dual monster duels. So they are not cowards. I highly doubt that they would do that to win in a fight like this. So I'm kind of leaning towards Yugi for my reasoning, but I've seen arguments of where Ash might win, and I feel like that's only through like specific Pokemon. And like Yugi has like multiple types of spells, like multiple types of defense. Like he could like discard Karibo being one of them, and basically he has like, I kind of think he has like the cards like he needs to like ensure that like Ash won't be able to like bulldoze through like almost every strategy that Yugi has. I highly doubt that Ash would be able to overcome all of Yugi's strategies and like take out all of his strongest monsters, because I don't know how like if Ash's Pokemon are gonna be like next to like being like powerful enough to take out like, I don't know, like Slifer or Wing Dragon of Ra or Obelisk. There's just so much. I feel like Ash would have the advantage in quantity, but I feel like quality, I kind of think Yugi takes it. But let's just see. Anyways, this is gonna be a long finale. Holy shit! It's like half an hour, 30 minutes. All right, let's see.
Right, Pikachu?
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Fly!
Ash Ketchum versus Yugi Moto.
The biggest question from the playground. Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh? He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh, Pokemon Dark. I hope they get someone that sounds like Dan
This
Green.
is a big episode. Just look at how long it is.
Yeah.
So thanks to our sponsor, Mad Mushroom, for helping us make it
Yeah,
happen.
this is gonna be a
Yeah,
long
go
one.
check out Mad Mushroom's newest game, Night Swarm. It
Night
just
Swarm.
launched and it's all about action.
Collect companions and claim your throne as Vampire Lord in
Oh,
this
make sure
survivor-like
you
and
watch
roguelike
the original
RPG.
video first.
Double the like.
Each run is another step on your journey to wipe out hordes, find new followers, unlock new quests, and look cool while doing it.
Yeah, pretty
look
much.
at that gear.
Night Swarm is on Steam now and 15% off for a limited time.
Alright, let's see Ash.
Hello there. Welcome to the world of Pokemon.
All the kids get their first one at age 10. If you don't sleep in like Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town.
Ash wanted to be a Pokemon master,
Yeah,
though he
10
didn't
for
really know what
25
that meant
plus
yet.
How about taking down your rivals to be the very best, like no one ever was? Better than Gary and his dumb groupies.
Well, Ash knew he'd find his answers at the Pokemon League tournament.
So Oak hooked him up with the electric mouse, Pikachu. And went, he's your problem now, stupid.
Pikachu was a lot.
Yeah, he was a
The
lot.
new duo had a rocky start, but after an
Yeah, they did.
intense first day together, the rest, as they say, is
It's
history.
now.
25 seasons, over 1,200 episodes, and the
1,000
cornerstone of
that's a lot of
2000s
freaking
culture.
episodes.
Ash spent decades as a 10-year-old on the great Pokemaniac journey.
We should note we are prioritizing the anime that Ash is
Yeah, like,
from,
you're
which often
preparing
differs from
the
the original
anime,
games
like,
that inspired
games
it.
are
Ash
kind
is
of
equipped with
a different
tons of
kind of movie.
Pokeballs and an all-knowing Pokedex. That's
Pokedex.
also a Pokemon. But
Yeah,
in
that
a
is
fight,
kind of
Ash
weird.
usually
The
chooses
Pokedex.
Pikachu. Give the
That's
yellow-red
really
enough voltage and you'll regret it.
Pikachu.
Even ground types that would be immune to electric attacks in the games can't
Yeah.
stop what this Pikachu dishes out.
Yet somehow Ash is just fine after repeatedly
he's
getting
literally
zapped
just
by this
fine.
same electricity.
Like
Over
cartoon
time,
physics,
Pikachu
Pikachu.
learned Volt Tackle,
Volt Tackle,
Electro Web,
Electro
Electro
Web,
Ball,
Electro
and
Ball.
Pikachu, use
Pikachu,
Thunderbolt,
use Thunderbolt.
the perfect attack for Okoing flamboyant thieves in air balloons. Looks like they're blasting off again.
so clearly the anime doesn't follow
love
the
that
game
line.
rules. Like when Pikachu shot himself with his own thunder while on Swellow, who,
know.
you know, is vulnerable to lightning.
He's
But
vulnerable.
somehow they used thunder as a super armor.
Yeah,
He even
I
learned
don't
how to
know how that's
deflect
possible,
attacks by
but-
just spinning really
Yeah,
fast.
that's what happened.
Whee!
Speaking of fast, Pikachu has intercepted lightning, but Quick Attack
Lightning's
increases that
pretty
speed
fast,
even
like
more.
And his Iron Tail really
Iron Tail.
pairs well with Ash's offensive style.
Pretty
The
much.
guy plays crazy, opting for
He
big
fought
damage
right
over
to it,
stalling.
right to it.
Ash's style is
Freaking
so unusual
evolved
that when a
version of
robot scanned his
the
tactics,
evolution of Pikachu
it exploded.
Pikachu.
As the great philosophers put it, if it works, is it still stupid?
Ash and Pikachu's
Yeah,
bond
that's a good
is
point.
magnetic and brought them new allies. Misty, Brock, Serena, just to name a few.
and,
Underneath
like,
the
pretty
stubbornness
much
and
a
crispy
lot
bikes,
older
they are
than
loyal
that.
friends.
Just like Ash's Pokemon. They're not just collecting dust in a shiny hunting
they are
box.
not.
Ash's League ID won't let him carry more than 6 at a time, but if
Like,
he
has
needs them,
storage on,
they'll
like,
all
the
come
other
running.
foot.
Water types like Squirtle and Lapras are key in seafaring fights, and Ash can combine their water attacks with Glalie Ice Beam.
One time, his Weasel got frozen while using Aqua Jet, which is fine.
Which is
Now he's
fine,
using
but he
Ice
was able
Aqua
to, like,
Battering
grab
Ram.
through it.
Grass types like Bulbasaur and Torterra
Bulbasaur,
induce
Torterra.
status effects and heal with synthesis.
But Sceptile's a menace. Yeah, so you got a big, scary Darkrai. Eat this Leaf Blade,
Yeah,
Smeargle
Leaf Blade.
victim. Or that's
Yeah.
what I would say if Tobias didn't action replay a frickin' Latios. Give my man a win, 4Kids.
Well,
Yeah.
4Kids just did the localization.
4Kids
They didn't write the show.
They just get me heated. Almost as much as Infernape's
That was
Flare
even
Blitz.
censor
Then I'll set
stuff.
my
Like
Inferno
how they
to
did for
overdrive,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
get my revenge, and Incineroar.
Incineroar.
Ash had a fiery passion for reaching the top ASAP, but Charizard wasn't on board. Pursuing pride over packs, Ash lost the Viridian Force for the trees and fumbled the Indigo League.
Harsh lesson, but one he needed. Ash started bonding with Pokemon at a
That's
deeper
a lot of
level,
grass
and
types,
that
fire
friendship
types, and water
motivated
types,
them to
fire types.
dodge light speed moves like Solar Beam and Psybeam.
Charizard
Okay,
came
so
around
those are
too.
like-
He's the last one you want to see on the field. Even if
pretty
you have a
fast.
Blastoise like Gary, Ash will call for the most unexpected signature move.
Seismic Toss!
Well,
The
Solar Beam
people's
is-
elbow of
goes like
Pokemon.
contact.
Charizard's
Hopefully
so
it goes
strong, his
contact.
flamethrower melts
And that's what
boulders.
they want.
The
Big Wizard
Pokemon
said
world
that
is
on
wild.
Contact.
Ash's
Actually,
Pokedex
that's a
spells
good
it
thing,
out.
though.
Vanillix causes blizzards. Magikarp leaps over mountains and into
Professor Oak.
space. Dusk Noir
All
pulls
casters
souls into the
referenced by
spirit
James.
world.
Oh, and
That's
Pikachu
why-
cleared a
that's
storm
why-
as wide as an island.
Those
Gotta
segments are
catch
so
'em
deep,
all.
that's why-
Surfetch, Butterfree, Heracross, Scraggy. I can rock Palpitoad, Torkoal, Snivy.
With
Are
new
you
regions,
joking?
soar new flying types like Pidgeot.
that.
On land, Ash has physical offense like Melmetal and Crocodile, and Gibble will drop Draco Meteors on anyone, but mainly
Yeah,
Piplup.
Draco
You
Meteor,
want
yeah.
physical? Look at Ash. This twerp somehow carried around a Cosmoem, which canonically weighs over a ton. Oh, and this huge log that's basically a whole tree? He chucked it like it was nothing. Ash can choose his own hands if he wants, and he does a lot. Maybe his secret is watching the Minnesota Vikings.
Resilience is the bare minimum to HMO1 cut it in the tall grass. Humans Humans and Pokemon must protect and enrich each other's lives.
Like Mimey, the Mr. Mime back home who mind boggles you with Reflect, Light Screen, and Psychic. Yep, that Mr. Mime.
Yeah.
The stepdad who Ash caught in a Pokeball and brought home. Oh, so that's how it works.
Ash figured out new ways to bond with his pals with Aura. It's a life force that interacts with souls and links Ash with Lucario.
This Jackal excels at CQC and shoots steel beams and aura spheres. And with Mega Evolution, Lucario's power surges enough to defeat champion Cynthia's Garchomp.
A Mega would have been handy at the Safari Zone when Ash accidentally caught 30 Tauros. And he keeps hugging them. Ash, they're bulls.
Ash genuinely loves his little guys, but boy does it suck to see him lose the Pokemon League over and over again. Kid, just turn the hat backwards and lock in.
Ash's strength is not in battle theory, but his nurtured bonds. He knows Pokemon feelings better than anyone. With Greninja, Ash learned to synchronize their senses and movements, transforming him into Ash Greninja.
It comes with a huge power increase, but there's a catch. Ash shares Greninja's pain. A small price to pay for the ultimate water shuriken.
Ash Greninja ran the ones with Champion Diantha's Mega Gardevoir.
I never knew
and just a
that.
normal Gardevoir can conjure black holes.
Ash's Pokemon and teamwork get along like rice balls and jelly-filled donuts. They saved the world from Lysander, who tried to kill all life. They fought the Giants, the Reggie kind, not the New York ones, who halted Reggie Gigas, who can tow entire regions.
Ash's team battled Steven Stone and Alon, who fought the terraforming primal forms of Groudon and Kyogre.
Don't get me started on Alon. Ash did everything right, but no, Greninja still lost to his Charizard after only getting hit 3 times. How does Blastburn beat Water Shuriken? Get your type charts right, 4Kids.
Boomstick, 4Kids weren't even around anymore when this aired. Regardless, after his loss at Kalos, Ash traveled to Alola and beyond to train. And thanks to some really delicious soup, his new Gengar Gigantamaxed.
Hide you, Gengar! He haunts foes with G-Max Terror, or even swallows them up. I bet it smells nasty in there.
Ash and Pikachu also scored a buff with their Z move. All they need is a power ring, some JoJo poses, and Thunderbolt will evolve into
10 million volt Thunderbolt! This Rainbow Lightning is their ace. You see this coming? You're cooked. Absorb electricity? Cooked. Fused with an Ultra Beast? Cooked.
Ash journeyed so much that monsters from another dimension are nothing to him. Naganadel is a poisonous sniper, and Solgaleo is basically the Sun God, a legendary Pokemon whose Sunsteel Strike lights up the universe.
Ash got a god in his bag for just being a nice dude. Smell you later, Gary.
In fact, when Ash and friends band together, they can halt Dialga's Roar of Time. And Dialga literally controls the concept of time. Is there a legendary Pokemon he hasn't befriended?
But it all started with Pikachu, so it was gonna end with Pikachu. In the Tournament of Champions, and Alon, Ash faced the #1 trainer. Finally, after 3,000 years, we're free! 4Kids, let my boy win! Yes!
Sure. Ash did his best, and he had no regrets. Now free to hand over his torch to new bright-eyed trainers.
Ash realized that, to him, a Pokemon Master was someone who was friends with every Pokemon. So he and Pikachu threw a stick in the air and walked the way it landed, because in the world of Pokemon, the journey continues. If you want to travel the world like Ash or look as rad as Yugi, then we've got the threads for you.
This battle is sponsored by Quince.
You'll like this. Nice! This is totally a Kaiba fit right here. Just gotta pump up that collar.
Quince makes the essentials every guy.
Price. So get your war in 365-day return. Quince.com/death battle.
Alright, let's get to Yugi.
Many a theorist have tried to solve the mystery of ancient Egypt. What was the secret to such a glorious civilization?
Time travel? The divine hand? Aliens? Nah, they were gamers.
Egyptians played games. With sorcery, these magical ceremonies punished dark hearts with swift death. The Shadow Game.
No, Wiz. They were banished to the Shadow Realm. Wink.
Sadly, the way of the Shadow Games was lost across time, and the
That's
pieces
not
of the
million
Millennium
pages
Puzzle.
of
It's
voice.
said the one who solves the puzzle would pass judgment on evil. And in the modern day, Yugi Moto
Yugi
reassembled it
Moto.
and wished for a friend.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Turn that jam up! Yugi was a shy kid that helped run his grandpop's game shop.
But little did he know that completing the puzzle would link his spirit to an ancient pharaoh.
Yami,
Friends with
always
Bulbasaur.
willing to lend Yugi a
I was thinking
hand,
they were gonna bring
and
that up.
always on demon time while doing so. He's anime Jigsaw. Yami wants to play a shadow game.
Whether it's griddle air hockey, Mario Party with chloroform, or the game that would take
pretty
his
much
world
all those
and ours
shadow
by
games are
storm,
really
Duel
good.
Monsters.
It's a summoner's war. Time to send monsters to the graveyard and take your foe down to 0 life points.
When Yugi's grandpa was kidnapped by the deranged CEO Seto Kaiba, Yugi knew it was time to knock him down the only way he knows how, playing a children's card game.
And for his L, Kaiba was given a penalty game. Lose or cheat against Yami at your own peril. With the puzzle, Yami can punish you in some seriously messed up ways. Illusions of being set on fire, swapping your soul, or the infamous Mind Crush.
The Millennium Puzzle does far more than force hallucinations. It brings monsters to reality, forms barriers, manipulates probability, and seals away spirits.
You can't buy this. It and 6 other Millennium items are juiced up by ghosts.
Despite Yami's retribution, Yugi wasn't aware of this darker half. Yami had amnesia, so he didn't know himself either. But after a run-in with enemy Millennium Ring user Dark Bakura and some seriously hardcore LARPing, Yugi and Yami learned each other's shtick and made the dynamic duo.
With friends Taya, Tristan, and their left leg Joey, Yugi and Yami were ready for anything.
Because Yugi had a great early deck. Monsters for offense, spells for effects, and traps for setups. Oh, and Exodi... Oh, there they go.
Okay, if Yugi's deck is so good, why isn't it the meta? Put me in, coach. Face my 2,000 card deck.
Don't be too quick to judge. Yugi's a very clever strategist. His style works best at maximizing the use of so-called terrible cards.
Yeah, cool story, Wiz, but what's he gonna do about the 3 blue eyes Kaiba's got aiming at his dome?
Simple. Summon the monster card Karibo and have it multiply. With a 1,000 strong meat shield, a dragon's breath is a gentle breeze.
Well, okay. Didn't know Yugi had that dog in him, but I'm about brute force. Buster Blader and Celtic Guardian are sick, nasty swordsmen. Summon Skull shoots bolts of lightning, and the giant soldier of stone can destroy moons.
Time Wizard's better. It's a living clock that fast forwards or rewinds a local area of time, turning monsters to infants or wizards into wise sages.
Speaking of wizardry, you can't have a Yugi deck without his right hand, Dark Magician, and his apprentice, Dark Magician Girl.
Both are masters of dark magic, and Yugi often pairs them with the damage redirecting magic cylinder. Now that's thinking with portals.
There's support monsters too. Catapult Turtle is a bot with a cannon that literally launches other monsters. And when Yugi comboed it with Gaia and Swords of Revealing Light, which immobilizes monsters, they brought down an entire fortress. Wait, that's not how the card game works. Is he cheating?
Well, we're prioritizing the manga and anime over anything else, which can differ from the real-world card game.
Yugi also has tons of spell cards. Monster Reborn resurrects a fallen friend. Turn Jump is a time skip. And Pot of Greed lets Yugi draw 2 more cards, like Pot of Greed, which lets him draw 2 more cards, like...
If things get dicey, he has more trap cards to level the field, like Dimension Sphinx, which reflects damage directly back at the opponent's life points.
And if his monsters and life points get wiped, he can just press Ctrl-Z with Mirage Ruler to get them all back.
Pair these cards with Yugi and Yami's teamwork, and nothing could stand in their way. Not even the game's own creator, Pegasus.
Get this, Pegasus can read minds. So in their duel, Yugi and Yami kept swapping souls Freaky Friday style, trusting each other to pick up on the strategies they left behind. And the mind reader was stumped. Yeah, they cheated.
No, Pegasus was reading their minds. Regardless, Yugi and Yami are an excellent dueling pair. Yami trusts Yugi to improve on his plans, while Yugi expects Yami to be his bolder half.
They're not just smart. These card-slinging geeks are somehow expected to be fit enough to dodge lasers, resist getting their souls ripped out, and survive attacks from duel monsters. Even the most common duel monster can cause tsunamis, rain down meteors, and wreck cities.
And all of this power culminated in Battle City, hosted by Kaiba Corp.
Because Kaiba really wanted that salty run back against his rival.
Salt only surpassed by Yami's biggest hater, Merrick, who wanted the 3 Egyptian god cards to take him out. These cards were Slifer, the Electric Dragon, Ra, the God Phoenix, and Obelisk, who strikes with the power of infinity.
This was a different ball game altogether, but Yugi was
hater, Merrick, who wanted the 3 Egyptian god cards to take him out. These cards were Slifer, the Electric Dragon, Ra, the God Phoenix, and Obelisk, who strikes with the power of infinity.
This was a different ball game altogether, but Yugi was starting to stand on his own 2 feet.
So Yami and Yugi kept dueling on in a battle city that never wants to end, or stop bullying Joey. But to claim the Egyptian gods, Yugi and Yami had to face them in duels, pulling off some ridiculously high IQ plays.
When battling Slifer, they used a handful of weak cards to create an infinite combo of attacks that went past the god's limits.
And later, Yugi combined Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl's magic into Black Burning magic, promptly defeating Ra.
This ain't new for the magicians. In the movie Bonds Beyond Time, they did something similar against Paradox. It's kinda crazy that together, the magicians can defeat the 10-star gods, which are way stronger than mid-tier monsters that are 5 to 9 stars.
Mid-tier cards aren't pushovers. Darkhold Dragon is a sentient black hole, planet alignment moves solar systems, and Jaden's Glow Neos destroyed a relativity field that spawned an entire universe.
But at the top would be the great evil god Zork, who showed up to plunge existence into the realm of darkness. It was time for Yugi to finish the puzzle of who Yami really is.
If the monsters weren't real before, they sure were now. Everyone has soul energy, Ba, which manifests as Ka, or a spirit. When used in tandem with the bonds of his cards, Yugi can will duel monsters into reality, even drawing anyone he wishes by believing in the heart of the cards.
I knew it! He's been cheating all this time! He doesn't just make up rules, he's stacking his deck!
Not at all. For Yugi, drawing the card he needs isn't just luck, it's an actual skill that he developed. It's even expanded in following series like GX and 5Ds.
Okay, well, I'd be the king of games too if I could just decide I have a royal flush every round.
Whatever. Yami rediscovered his Egyptian past, his multiple lifelong bonds, and his real name, Atem. Claiming his place as the ruler of the afterlife, Atem fused the Egyptian god cards to summon Harakti, the creator of light.
She's the ultimate duel monster who banished Zork and all of his scary darkness for good. The epitome of, screw you, I win.
No kidding, for Harakti created Yu-Gi-Oh's multiverse with that same light. Judgment had passed. Across many duels, evil was vanquished. There was only one more thing left to do.
A post-game boss duel between Yugi and Atem.
Their farewell was both climactic and bittersweet. Yugi had grown as a duelist and a person. His victory proved that he no longer needed Atem's help to be his bolder half.
Even when Atem was an entire dimension away or busy slapping the end of existence, he and Yugi would always be bros. Okay, it should have been me, not him. I'm sorry I called you a cheater. I was jealous, you're so cool.
Yugi moved on to a career in game design and passed the torch to future duelists. He would be remembered as the greatest duelist there ever was.
Except to Kaiba, who tried to ascend to the afterlife to rematch Atem. Goes to show you that money can't buy you happiness, but it sure can buy you a sweet rocket ship.
There will always be another story, another duel, another game, and you won't find yourself a better opponent than the king of games.
The Battle of the Millennium is about to start.
Million customers who are getting premium sound quality for half the price. And if you don't like your earbuds, they have a 30-day guarantee.
Towards Yugi still, because I know Ash is like a really good thinker, and he can think really fast, probably even faster than Yugi, and because Yugi is more of a slower, more tactical and slower approach. But I just feel like Ash has like all these really powerful Pokemon, even with the fusion with him and Greninja, and even then they still lost. But I'm pretty sure they should scale to like the higher tier feats that Pokemon characters and monsters have been able to do. Like they said, like Gardevoirs. Gardevoir can create black holes. Solgaleo was able to like light up the universe and like light speed feats. Near light speed feats. And then Yugi, same said for Yugi. who also has those kinds of feats. And there was like one of the Egyptian god cards was able to like create the whole can literally create the infinite multiverse, which is really overpowered. I don't recall them saying the same thing for Ash, unless I missed stuff. I'm definitely sure I missed stuff, and that might affect like me trying to predict my verdict, make my verdict. But I kind of think that Yugi, like he can like, he literally, like, the thing about Destiny Draw, like, he's gonna be able to like know what card he needs. And since Yugi's deck is like filled with all of these really overpowered cards, he would probably know what monster he needs, what spell card he can activate, and what trap he needs to counter for like from like anything that Ash throws at him. I just don't see Ash bulldozing through every single overpowered thing that Yugi has. If he even tried to cheat in the Shadow game, he probably won't even survive. And I know like there was that like 10 million volts thing, which like when people tried to encounter that, they ended up getting wrecked. But I feel like Yugi, as long as he has Destiny Draw, which he literally has the hardware cards on his side, he can literally know what kind of card he needs to draw at the most appropriate situation, and I feel like that's gonna screw Ash over. So I kind of think I'm still thinking Yugi as the winner.
Guarantee, so there's practically no risk.
They're lightweight, last up to 8 hours on.
Or go to buythecombatantszone.com/deathbattleopen to save on Raycon audio products site-wide. Order by December 15th to guarantee delivery by Christmas, because great gifts shouldn't show up late. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Before we start, let's lay some ground rules.
We're treating this as a real-time fight, much like typical battles in the Pokemon anime and duels later on in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime.
Right.
And given that the rules of Pokemon and duel monsters are clearly incompatible, we'll allow them to summon anything that's reasonably available to them.
It's time to death battle!
Thank you for the rule laying down. Oh, the death battle. Like the Game Boy. Okay. Oh, this reminds me of like Pokemon
You okay, Pikachu? We're on Forest Tricky. Hang in there!
You have Spirit, but I have Lightning Blade and Excalibur to boost my attack. And I set one card face down to end my turn.
Whoa! Okay, guys, it's our turn now. Pikachu, throw him off with Quick Attack! Everyone else, back him up! Great job! Now, Thunderbolt!
Don't get ahead of yourself. You forgot about my face down card. Rise! Dimension Space!
Oh, I get it. Good thing we brought them all, right, Pikachu?
What do you mean, them all?
Charizard! I choose
Aha!
Oh no!
I'm sorry, partner. Don't worry.
Oh, now
it's
he's
my
using
turn now.
Sam's picking up missing.
I just need to believe
Just need to believe.
in the heart of the cards.
Card. Yeah. That's a really good strategy.
Who's that Pokemon?
Haroxy, goddess of light! This is it! Magicians! Flash burning magic! Haroxy! Joser!
Pikachu, let's finish this. Together! 10,000,000 volt
You activated my trap card! Magic Cylinder! With it, I'll send your Thunderbolt back to attack your light points directly!
And they're all turned to stone.
That was an awesome duel, Ash.
Good job, Yugi. The end.
Oh, my childhood!
Yeah,
Whiz,
part
quick!
of my
I need your
childhood
tears!
as well.
We can save him!
There's a lot to this, so let's break it down by experience, strategy, and monsters.
strategy.
Starting with experience. Both Ash and Yugi have risen to the top, beating the best of the best,
They've both
and
beaten
traveled
really
all over
good.
the world.
But Ash traveled more, was in more tourneys, and saved the world way more often. And despite what people say, he wins a lot.
Even a Tim's stint as the Pharaoh doesn't tip the scale since he wasn't in charge for very long.
No, he
Plus,
was not.
Pokemon evolve over time, literally and figuratively. While Yugi's deck is obviously adjustable, the cards are unchanging, unable to grow like Ash's Pokemon.
So Ash wins in experience. But when it comes to strategy, he's a wild card.
He's skilled at improvisation and using the environment to win. Even machines cannot comprehend his tactics.
But the same goes for Yugi. Gotta remember, Yugi and Atem's teamwork is second to none. They're masters at exploiting weaknesses, setting up tricks, and surprising foes with so-called weak cards.
Both could likely adjust to each other's unpredictability, so a Dark Horse style win was unlikely.
But Ash's secret weapon is his bond with his Pokemon, boosting their power. I'm not just talking about Pikachu. His power of friendship invented an evolution for Greninja. That's crazy. Ash's trust in his Pokemon knows no limits.
Silly as it may sound, Yugi trusts his deck in the same way. The heart of the cards is real, and Yugi is determined to support his monsters with spells, traps, and buffs. Look at his duels with Merrick and Paradox, where he bolstered his weaker cards to take down gods. With Ba and Ka, his bonds with his cards manifest them into reality, not so dissimilar from Ash Greninja.
Yeah, Ash has aura, but he never mastered it. And specialties like Mega Evolution and Gigantamax, while awesome, only work with specific Pokemon.
And since Ash focuses on offense far more than support, Yugi could control the pace of the fight with cards like Swords of Revealing Light and Magic Cylinder.
But I know some of you are asking, what if Ash threw hands? The kid's strong enough to chuck trees and lift baby gods. Just punch him, man. Well, Yugi's similarly tough, and the Millennium Puzzle can make shields, steal ghosts, cast illusions, and mess with minds. If Ash actually tried to punch him, it'd be Mewtwo all over again.
It's a close call, but Yugi takes the edge in strategy.
So it all comes down to the monsters. Yugi had a slightly larger pool of monsters, but Ash's can clear out island-wide storms, fight terraforming beasts, and are stronger than the black hole summoning Gardevoir.
However, Yugi's can rain down meteors, compete with larger black holes, and even the mid-tier scale to Glow Neos, destroying that relativity field with a universe. And Herakti created Yu-Gi-Oh's whole multiverse, surpassing even Solgaleo's Sunsteel Strike and Dialga's Roar of Time.
And Yugi had more than just monsters on the field. Ash's strength was also his weakness. His power was evenly spread, relying only on his remaining Pokemon.
If Mr. Mime faints, no more psychic barriers. If he lost Lucario, no more Mega Evolution. And so on. The longer the battle went, the less Pokemon Ash had. And he did not have a reliable way to bring them back. He doesn't carry revives on him, and even then, reviving Pokemon in the anime is entirely different from the games. Meanwhile, Yugi had cards like Mirage Ruler and Monster Reborn that could instantly recall powers he's lost.
And he can, bend fate to draw whatever card he wants. And we didn't even cover them all. Really, Yugi's deck has no pathetic cards.
Exactly. Yugi's versatility and power swept Ash's options, giving his monsters the lead. He just needed the right moment to knock Ash stone cold.
That was a good attempt at a pun, Wiz. You might not think it's Pharaoh, but Ash got Yugi owned.
The winner is Yugi Moto.
Congratulations, Yugi. Thanks for watching. More like the will be back. If you didn't get that. Stay tuned for
Death Battle will be back in 2026. But right now, you can check out our brand new channel. It's called Nightly Brew, and we're playing Dungeons & Dragons, Blood on the Clock Tower, and other games that'll probably blow up in our face. So check it out right now, and make sure to subscribe. Thanks.
Thanks. Oh, that was such an amazing episode. In a way, my childhood literally died. But yeah, I knew Yugi was gonna take it. But yeah, that was still a really amazing fight. Both of them neither of them gave up. And I'm proud of them. Oh no, yeah, this is probably going to be my last video of 2025 since it's New Year's Eve right now. 9:05 at this time. So, thanks for watching, guys. And I will see you in the next video.